Welcome back, my gentle stretching fam. I am having a beautiful day. It's pretty sunny here in Montreal. I wish I could keep the doors open and just let the warm air in during this class, but I can't, just to make sure you guys can hear everything. We are doing a gentle yoga class today, so we're going to take it slow, but we are still getting into the nitty-gritty, into our muscles, stretching it all out. So, once again, if you have any muscles or any postures or anything that you would like to target, let me know, comment, and then I can use that and add it in throughout the class. We'll get started. Even if you have like 5 minutes, you can try it out, stop whenever you want, and you can save this video for later if you don't have the time right now. So let's get started. If you have your mat, I'm going to start on the floor. I'm actually going to move this a little further back so you guys can see. I think that's about even. Okay, perfect. Let's start on the floor, nice and comfy on our backs. Into Shavasana. This is one of the favorite yoga poses for most people because all you have to do is just lie on the floor, limbs extended to each side, and literally just do nothing. Just to get comfy, go ahead and shimmy the shoulders underneath. Make a bit of space for your neck. Tuck your chin slightly in towards your neck. Either choose for the palms to face up or to face down, whatever feels better to you today. And you may begin in this position, just taking a few deep breaths in. However, if you would prefer, you can always place your hands over your heart and your belly as a sort of way to protect your energy if you're feeling a bit depleted today. You just need a little bit extra protection of your energy. But this is also great for being able to sense the breath, to feel the chest and the belly rise by feeling it in your hands. But no matter what you choose, just bring your awareness to the breath coming in and out through the nose. We're doing this because the breath is our melody, is our rhythm for the rest of the class. The breath is vital for any yoga class. And something we can notice in tuning in is notice if your breath is shallow or is deep. Shallow meaning you don't get a lot of air in your lungs when you breathe in. Maybe your chest is a bit stiff. Maybe you're holding on to some sort of anxiety. If that is so, just breathe a little deeper. Count to 5 for every inhale. And then count to 7 for every exhale. And that can help regulate your body, it can help regulate your breathing, your blood pressure. It has so many benefits. Simply just counting to 5 and then to 7. Let's do 2 more. I'll count with you. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And return to your normal breathing. This is the key for the practice throughout the next 30 to 40 minutes. The breath will help to unlock anything that may be stiff, that you might not even realize is stiff or needs stretching. And we'll begin by reaching our arms overhead. Still lying on the floor, we're going to place the right hand over the left. And you can walk the hands all the way to the left as much as you can. Maybe even lifting the chest up and then moving to the left even more until you're creating this banana shape. And then you're going to do the same thing with the bottom legs. Walk your feet over to the left. And then place the right leg over the left, creating our banana pose. Your hips should still be on the floor. You can grab your right wrist to pull even more towards the left. And our goal here is to feel the whole right side of our body open up, feeling the ribs poking out, maybe the hip bone poking out. And go ahead, take 3 deep breaths on your own in this position, allowing for your chest to grow, to balloon. And on the exhale, for all the air to come out, let it go. And 2 more on your own. So if you can relax your face while we do this. And last exhale. Same thing to the other side. Walking our hands and feet over to the right as much as we can. I like shimmying my upper body as much as I can. And then walking the bottom feet, the legs over to the same side. Grab the opposite wrist this time, grabbing your left wrist, pulling to the right. And take your time. Feel the ribs poking out, the hip, noticing how it feels to stretch this side of your body. And then taking 3 deep breaths on your own. When you're ready, return back to the center. Body in one straight line. We'll bring our knees in towards the chest, wrap our arms around, nose towards your knees, pull in, and gently lower down onto your back. We're going to grab our big toes for happy baby, and just rock gently side to side. If you'd like, if it feels right, you can extend your legs out one at a time. Maybe you can do both at the same time, stretching out the backs of the legs, the hamstring, where we connect with our hips. And it's really actually beneficial to rock back and forth on the lower back, as it can massage parts of our body that we normally don't get to. While you can also focus on bending your elbows, pulling them out to the sides, and bringing your legs in closer. Soles of the feet still towards the sky. And we'll start moving on to the vertebra, the spine, using our momentum to come all the way up to a seated position, and then onto our hands and our knees for cat-cow. I'm just gonna put my hair up because this is when we get funky. We're gonna get into our flow. We're gonna get moving. All right, cat-cow. I recommend spreading out the fingers nice and wide. From there, you can drop the belly, gaze up. This is our cow. Exhale, dropping the head, rounding the spine, gazing past the legs or towards your belly button. Same thing, inhale, chest shines forward, hips up, nice arch in the back, and then on the exhale, rounding the spine, really pushing the middle of the back as far up as possible. Inhale. Let's do 3 more. Exhale. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Create some circles of the spine. If that feels right, include your head. Let it go. Notice if there's any extra parts of the body that need some releasing right now. Take this moment to stretch anything else that your body's asking you to do. You can always lower down to child's pose at any point in this class. If you feel like it's too much, you can just lower down to child's pose. This is your safety position. From there, we're going to stay on our knees. We're going to reach, inhale, right hand towards the sky. Exhale, thread it under the left arm and gently lower down onto the right ear. From there, option to stay there with your left hand, reach it overhead, or even place it behind your back. Wherever you're at, all the weight should be mostly on the shoulder and the top of the head. I would say maybe 10% weight on there, but there should be no stiffness, no pressure on the actual neck. The goal here is to open the shoulder blade. So even shimmying your hand to the side as much as you can help. And same thing with the other side. Reaching the arm overhead. Extending the right arm back up. And exhale back down. We're going to go for the other side. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread it under the arm. Lower down onto your left ear. Option to stay there. Reach the arm overhead or behind your back, maybe even between your thigh and your hip. Deep breaths. Remember, it should not be bothering your neck here. If it does, just return back to child's pose. One more breath here. Inhale, reach your right hand overhead in order to push our left arm up and back down. Beautiful. From here, we're going to slide our hands forward into our puppy pose. We're dropping the chest towards the floor, hips up. Either stay with your chin on the floor or the forehead. It's possible that your chest doesn't fall all the way down. You can stay here. If you do have puppy pose and it's simple, you're flexible in this position, you can also go deeper by curling the toes under and then lifting the knees up like this. Wherever you're at, begin to slide forward. Final wave into a Sphinx pose. Bring your legs together. Elbows right below your chest. You're pushing weight into the elbows here, not dumping into the shoulders. You're still pushing the floor away. You're like this magnificent Egyptian statue, shining your chest forward, shoulders away from the ears. And keeping the same position, you can slowly bob the head forward and back, stretching out the neck, stretching out the upper back. With control. And then fully circling the head all the way around. Make sure you're not dumping into the shoulders again. And same thing with the other direction. Once you're ready, breathe. Beautiful. Let's come back to neutral. We're going to push our elbows up. All our weight is on our hands. So if your lower back is pretty flexible and you can walk your hands a little closer, go ahead and do that. This is called seal pose because our knees and our hips are on the floor. The chest is shining forward. We're still pushing our shoulders away from the ears, keeping our spine as long as possible. From here, if it feels right to go into up dog, into Urdhva, Urdhva Mukha, my bad, Urdhva Mukha. From here, up dog, you're keeping the toes on the floor, placing your hands closer towards your hips. So if you were to lie down again, your hands would be literally on each side of your chest. From here, placing your weight onto the hands, lifting the knees, the hips off the floor, stretching your neck, letting your head fall back. If you want, you can shift the hips side to side, gently opening up the side of the body even more. And eventually curling the toes under and pushing up into down dog. Or pushing down, might I say. So take the time to walk the legs out. Move the hips gently side to side. Stretch out the back of those legs. So we're in down dog. Find your perfect down dog. Find some stillness here. It's okay if the heels are off the mat. What's really important is that our back is straight. So, say you might be arching your back like this in down dog. It's better that you bend your knees, push the hips back, and straighten the upper body. From there, that's when you can begin to extend the legs little by little as you practice, as your body warms up, and eventually you'll be able to be in this inverted V shape. Keep the fingers spread out nice and wide, thumbs pointing towards each other. Inhale, gaze up, and exhale, gently walk the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. This is the option where you can place your hands either on the knees, your ankles, or on the floor, but as long as your back is straight. On the exhale, gently fold forward, bend your knees as much as you need. You can grab your elbows and just gently swing side to side. Releasing any tension in the lower back. And as you're releasing, you can gently begin extending the legs little by little. Maybe eventually they straighten fully. Maybe you need to keep them slightly bent. That's okay. But our goal is to allow our upper body to fully fold forward, all of the weight shifting forward. So you have a bit of weight on the toes as well, not just the heels. Let's go a little deeper. What can help these forefolds is clasping the hands together, bringing the hands up towards the ceiling, and then on the exhale, You're folding forward, and the hands go away from the lower back. You can bend your knees if you need again. So bend your knees if you need to get here. But our goal is to drop the head. There's no engagement in the neck here. And then our hands are being pulled towards the front of the mat. If you want, you can extend your legs slowly in this position as well. My hands are so slippery, my bad. So our goal here is to release. You can shake your head yes and no, side to side, up and down. And then eventually release the hands back into our Ardha Uttanasana with the straight back. And we'll go into our Chaturanga Dandasana, hands on the floor. Take a step back and then 2 steps back. Either lower down onto the knees or go for the full Chaturanga, which is our low plank. And then up dog, Urdhva. Exhale, down dog. Right away, right foot goes up towards the sky. Take a moment, stretch out the legs. And on the exhale, curl your spine, bring your knee towards your nose. And then you can shimmy the foot forward between your hands. Once you're ready, drop the back knee, extend the spine, gaze forward. Exhale, hips push back, walk your hands towards your back knee, and extend that front leg. If you need blocks here, you can have blocks on each side. If you have props, you can use that on each side. If you need a wall, you can place your hand on the wall as you're doing this. But our goal is that when you're stretching that front leg and pushing your hips back, that this leg eventually becomes straight. And the more that you flex that front foot, the more it's going to stretch the back of your leg. We also want our hips to be parallel to the mat, meaning one hip isn't out more than the other. So you can shift your hips side to side and notice if there's any tension in the back of that hip. And finally, find that perfect angle where your hips are fully pointed towards the front. Not diagonally, not the other, fully towards the front. We're going to do the same with the other side. Bend the front knee in order to step back into our high plank. This is the full Chaturanga low plank. Elbows grazing your sides. Inhale for our up dog. And exhale for down dog. Same thing with the other side. Left foot stretches all the way up. Take a moment to feel that. Open the hip. Bend your knee if you want. And on the exhale, curl your spine, nose towards your knee, and gently place it between your hands. From there, you're dropping the back knee. Inhale, extending the spine. And on the exhale, pushing the hips back, flexing that front foot. This is our half split. Once again, take the time to shift your hips gently side to side. Notice any tension in the back of the leg or the hip. Keep the spine straight as much as you can. If anything, just bend that front knee to help you. And exhale, bend the knee, hands on the floor. Step back for your Chaturanga Dandasana from high plank to low plank. Inhale for up dog, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale for down dog, Adho Mukha. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or hop between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, gazing forward. On the exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward. Uttanasana, you can wrap the backs of the legs if that helps you get deeper. Inhale, halfway lift. And we'll go back into our Chaturanga Dandasana. So option to lower down onto the knees or go for full chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot towards the sky. Same thing. Nose towards your knee. Lower down. This is our crescent pose, your supported crescent. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push the hips back. Half splits. Same thing. You can either meet us in down dog right away or go for chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot towards the sky, be like a dog. Exhale between our hands. Inhale, that supported crescent variation. And exhale, half splits. And same thing, either meet us in down dog or go ahead for the half vinyasa with me. Exhale, down dog. Same thing. Same thing on each side. And then we'll flow into a different sequence. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Other side. If you want to go slower than me, you're more than welcome to. It's a simple flow, and you can take your time, pause the video at any moment, or you can always even go faster than me. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, either walk or hop between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to go into Utkatasana, chair pose. I recommend just to keep it general for all levels, let's keep our feet parallel. So all 10 toes pointing towards the front of the mat, feet directly below the hips. We're going to bend our knees, hips back, reaching our arms overhead. So I'll move towards the center so you guys can see my feet are exactly under the hips. I'm just bending my knees, reaching my arms overhead. Options to place the hands together, overhead. If that feels right, engage the abs. Either gaze past your nose or towards your thumbs, overhead. Let's do a half chair. So our hands lower down and then behind us. Option to lift the heels here. We're creating some heat. This is great for any of those of you who have done ballet. It's probably easier. You rock the heels, chair pose, Utkatasana. And on the exhale, let's do a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. You guys know this by now. High plank, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right away, right leg extends all the way up. On the exhale, drop the foot between your hands. On the inhale, crescent pose. This time fully lifting the arms overhead, lifting the back knee. Take your time to get comfy in this pose. Stretch out that left thigh. Now we'll cactus our elbows, bending our arms at a 90-degree angle, opening the chest, a slight back bend. And then on the exhale, reaching our arms overhead, shifting our weight onto that front foot, and then arms to each side of the hips. It's almost like you want to place all your weight onto that front leg. Reverse. We're going to do a reverse warrior. So dropping the back heel, reaching the right arm overhead. Yeah, it's getting More spicy, isn't it? From here, keep those legs. All we're doing is extending the front leg, reaching forward with the right arm, and then eventually you can either place your hands on your shin, your ankle, or all the way on the floor. Left arm reaching overhead. Option to either gaze down at the floor. That helps you stay more balanced. Otherwise, balance challenge would be to gaze up towards the floating hand. To get deeper, go ahead, bend the front knee and reach the arm overhead even further. So from the tip of the left fingers down to the heel should be one straight line. And we'll drop our hands down. I think that's good enough. We'll go for the other side. Step both feet back. Either meet us in our down dog or go ahead for the half vinyasa with me. Exhale, down dog. Other side, left leg reaches all the way up. Exhale between your hands. Keep the back heel lifted for our crescent pose. Go ahead and play with the shift the weight, play and shift around. That really helps to open up this posture. Practice the elbows, slight back bend, drop the head back. And on the exhale, we're going into our lightning bolt, shifting our weight forward, arms on each side, and reverse the warrior, left arms overhead. Same thing, all we're doing is extending that front leg, reaching the hand forward as much as you can. If you want to grab someone's hand, and then eventually either dropping it down onto the shin, the ankle, the floor. Maybe you have a block. You can always use blocks here, but make sure you're still opening the chest. You're opening up this right side of the body. Option to gaze up towards the right hand. Bend the front knee to get a little deeper. This is also called side angle pose when you're bending the knee. To get a little deeper, for any of you who would like a deeper practice, is for grabbing a bind behind the back. Wherever you're at, go ahead, drop the hands down. Step back, either meet us in down dog or full half vinyasa. Down dog. We'll do the same thing each side, but you'll see a little difference. Inhale, right leg all the way up. Exhale, between your hands for our crescent. Back heel is still lifted. Cactus your elbows. Open the chest. Exhale into our lightning bolt, shifting the weight forward. Reversing the warrior, back heel drops, right arm overhead. Into our Trikonasana, or triangle pose, extending the front leg, and dropping the right hand. Once again, if you want to bend that knee, go ahead. Maybe go for a bind behind the back. Make sure you're still opening up the chest and the shoulders. And wherever you're at, extend the arms. We're going to shift forward. I'll move so you guys can see me still in the middle of the screen. So we're here. All you're going to do is walk that right hand forward and lift the back leg into a half moon. If you can, and you have balance, go ahead and lift the hand off the floor. Keep the hand floating up. If you can, go ahead and switch arms. Left hand on the floor, which means you have to shift the hips in order to reach the right arm all the way up. That means that the left toes are pointing down towards the floor. And other side, half vinyasa, or meet us in down dog. And exhale, down dog. Other side, left leg reaches. Exhale. Inhale for the crescent. Cactus arms. Lightning bolt. Reverse warrior. Trikonasana. Side angle. And eventually into our half moon. So once again, I'm going to step back so you guys can see my full body going from here into half moon. So our hips are opened out to the side of the mat. And then once we go into our twisted half moon, my right hip drops down. So my right toes point towards the floor and my left hand can reach up towards the sky. Just lift your leg as far high as is possible for you. You don't have to extend it all the way up. When you're ready, drop the hand down and gently move into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. And this time exhale, child's pose. Finally resting, placing your forehead on the floor. Take your break that you so dearly deserve. How are you feeling? Is this a lot? Do you guys want to do more? You can always do more because I love it, but if you guys prefer going into more calm stuff, floor postures, we'll do that. Alright, so let's do our floor postures. Wherever you're at, we're going to extend our right leg out towards the side, bend your left knee. So we're in this Janu Shirshasana posture. I really recommend getting any extra cake, any extra booty out of the way so your hip bones can really be flat on the floor. From here, you're extending that right foot in front. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Twist towards the right, and then exhale, fold gently towards the straight leg. Wherever you're at, inhale, extend the spine. And on the exhale, you can fold gently forward. If you have a strap near you, I'll show this as reference for any of you who want to get a little deeper. If you have a strap or a belt, anything of that sort, you're always more than welcome to place it in front of your foot in order to pull yourself in, elbows out towards the side, forehead towards the ankle. Inhale, lift up. And we'll go for the other side. So same thing, extending the left leg all the way out, creating this number 4 with our legs. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, twist towards your straight leg, and then gently fold forward. Folding from the bottom of the spine to start. On your inhale, just extend the spine straight. Shine the chest forward, and then we exhale, fold deeper. This is so that our spine can be aligned even further in order to fold to the limit that our body really can. The first time we fold is not always like the most potential that we have. If you have your belt, your strap, it would look like this. around your foot. Maybe you're here and you just start here, pulling your chest in. Maybe you're really flexible. That means eventually you're going to grab your wrists in front of your foot. Maybe you can even grab your elbows. I'm not at that point, so I'm not going to show you that. But wherever you're at, gently lift up and windshield wipe your legs. Knees moving to each side. And this is the second to last posture that we're going to do today. So extend your legs forward. We'll start by bending the left knee. Bring it in towards your chest. Left hand goes behind your back for support, like a kickstand. Right arm reaches overhead. On the exhale, you hook the elbow over the knee, push into the leg, and gaze back. I like to use mudras, which means placing my fingers together, finding a combination that feels right. And on every inhale, I extend my spine. I try to grow an inch taller towards the roof. And on the exhales, I'm pushing into my leg, twisting deeper, gazing further back, all while keeping that right foot flexed in front of me. One more deep breath. Inhale, gaze forward, and exhale, change sides. Bring your right knee in towards the chest. Same thing with the other side. Right hand for support. Inhale, left arm overhead. Exhale, hook it over your knee and twist, gazing back. You find your mudra, and on every inhale, growing taller. On every exhale, twisting deeper. Two more breaths on your own. Inhale, gaze forward. Release your bind. Extend your legs all the way forward. We're going to go for a very gentle Paschimottanasana, extending our arms overhead. And exhale, folding forward, either grabbing your knees, your ankles, or your feet, wherever you're at. Once again, extend the spine straight, chest forward, and on the exhale, gently folding in. Wherever you're at, release the bind, and we'll cross our legs. You're welcome to move into Shavasana if you would like. You can pause this video and go for a corpse pose Shavasana on the floor, just laying as we did at the beginning, or you can close this practice out with me. I think we're a bit over time, so I'll finish it here and bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for sharing your energy, your attention, your practice. Just thank you for taking a moment to breathe deeply with me and create space in order for us to be humans, to be kind, and to find our silence and our divinity in order to bring it to others. So thank you. Namaste.